Okay, we figured it out. I think we're live. Okay, and I don't know what we're doing, where we are. I mean, I'm streaming to the. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're here. Okay, fantastic. Right. Okay. Okay, fantastic. Right. So, um, can someone just give me a message in chat if you can hear me? And can you give me a message in chat if you can hear Rob? I'm expecting yes to be able to hear me, no to be able to hear Rob. And can you just tell me as well if like the sound is okay? We are running 5 minutes late, but that's because I couldn't get my sound settings to work because I just can't record. Yeah, we're idiots. But it's going to be a bit of a one-sided conversation because you can hear me, but uh, the audience won't be able to hear you. Okay, so I don't know if. Yeah, we've got people who can hear me. Okay, fantastic. Right. Um. Okay, so I am. Okay, so you can can't hear Rob. Okay, yeah, that's normal. We'll get that sorted out for next time. Today it's just going to be me. It's going to be Rob is in Teams with me. In fact, I can give you proof that Rob is here if I bring him over, and we can bring it down. We can have him like this. Okay, so yeah, so Rob is here. That's proof that he's here. I'm going to have him in the corner. I don't know if I can always have him on top. No, that doesn't work. In fact, what I can do, I can OBS, uh, window capture, yes. Okay, that's Rob, and then we'll just scale him down a little bit, and then there's me in the very corner. I'll be very small. Okay, fantastic. Whoa, okay, that went into the red. Okay, great. So you've got Rob's video, but not my very small video, and you've got my audio, but not Rob's audio. Okay, so bit of a catastrophe already. But what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be doing um, some Code Wars. So Code Wars is a website like this where you can do different programming challenges. You can test your kind of like knowledge on programming, and it's just generally quite fun to practice your kind of skills in Python. So we're just going to have a really laid back session today, and kind of just really just chill out. Yeah, I hope you're all safe and well because of the old virus. Our normal Wednesday kind of session got cancelled. Because we just can't have 200 people in the same room together. It'll just be a really terrible idea. So we're trying to get live streams sorted out, but obviously that's seemed to have come with a million problems with sound settings and things like that. But I'll get that sorted for the next session, so we can hear Rob's beautiful voice. We can have some input from Rob, but for now it's kind of just me running solo on the stream. And then hopefully I'll take any questions from chat. If you have any questions in chat, ask them away. Any Python questions, anything like that. I'll try to answer them the best I can. I'm not a Python expert. I have been doing this for 5 years though, so I'd say I'm pretty good at Python. I also know a little bit of JavaScript, but not too much. I've been doing that all day and having a really hard time. So right, so we'll just do some challenges. So Code Wars has like different difficulties which you can select. So there's 8Q, Caillou. I don't know. It's the easiest, and then 1Q is the hardest. So you can see I've kind of earned my rank of 5. And we can kind of do like a 5, or we'll do a 6 to start off with, and we'll basically select Python as the languages, Python, and we'll. Oh, that's automatically done it. Okay, so right, okay. I think if I go into OBS and just yep. Okay, hopefully it hasn't anymore. Right. Okay. So, fab. Okay. So what one should we do? Let's do. Let's start off with difference of 2. Okay. So the objective is to return all pairs of integers from a given collection of integers that have a difference of 2. So the result should be sorted in ascending order, and the input will consist of unique values. Sorry. The order of the integers in the inputs collection should not matter. Okay. So here's some examples of what we want to do. If we have an input of 1, 2, 3, 4, we should be returning a list of lists with 1, 3, and 2, 4. So, okay, yeah, so cool. So we're basically just looking for, we're going to try and iterate through the list and see if we can find another element in the list that is 2 away from the element that we're iterating through. Okay, so what we can do, we can press train, and CoderWars has its own little IDE here. But what I like to do is I like to work in Visual Studio Code. So we're going to switch over to Visual Studio Code. I've made it nice and big for everyone, and we're just going to start writing this function as a function. So we know that we're going to call it 2 differences and then list. So we'll come back here. So define 2 differences of list. Then we're going to write some notes of what we want to do. So I think the best way to go about this is to start by sorting the list. Then I think we want to iterate through the list and for each number, find if there's a number 2 greater than that number, and then if so, add the pair to a list. And what's interesting, we can do like a couple of few like optimizations here. This probably isn't optimal by any standard, but we can optimize it. So the first thing we need to do is to sort our list in Python, and I always forget how to do this, so I'm going to just quickly look it up. So yeah, so all we need to do is we say lst, because that's our list, and then sort. So this is just going to sort it in place. So some things in Python don't sort in place, which means that you would have to assign, basically outputs it out of this function. So you'd have to assign it to a new variable, like a equals list.sort, but the .sort method on list sorts it in place. So it's just going to be like sorted now, straight after this was called. So the list is now sorted, and then we're going to iterate through the list. But the first thing I am going to do is I'm going to create some test cases just to make sure that what we're doing makes sense. So I'm going to go test list is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2's difference test list, and then I am going to also just print list here, so that when I run this code, so it's a Python file. So we see my code's running at the bottom here. You might not be able to see it. We have an unexpected indent. That's because I've got a little bit of a gap here. Save this and then just run it again. So we have the sorted list. If I unsort this list, so I have a list that's not sorted, so 4, 2, 3, 1, we should still see that it gives me back my sorted list. Whoops, what's happened there? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure how easy that is to see there. I'll try and see if I can terminal font size. Nope. Okay. I'll look up how to do that next time. Hopefully you can see that is a little bit bigger. I wonder if we can make it bigger. Does anyone know how to make it bigger? Hang on. Make VS Code terminal font size bigger. Do some Googling. Okay, so apparently it is in preferences, settings, terminal. Oh, God. Oh, here we go. Font size 24. Way, okay, brilliant. Yeah, so now you can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a sorted list. Fantastic. So then I'm going to iterate through this list. So I'm going to say for I in list. Whoops, in LST. We're going to say, so we want to check if there's a element that is 2 greater than I. So if I plus 2 in list, return, or so we want to add this to an output. So I'm going to up here define output equals this. And then we're going to do, brilliant, thank you. Jago, brilliant. Control plus key. Don't know, is that working? No. Don't know. Okay, anyway, thanks anyway. So we're going to say if I plus 2 is in list, we're going to add the I and I plus 2 to output. So we're going to do output dot append I plus 2. And then something that's a little bit of an optimization here is that because we know that the greatest element in our list is never going to have an element 2 greater than it in the list, we can actually just iterate to the last element. So this is basically saying start at the start and keep on going until you reach the last element, and then just stop before the last element. So we're kind of like shaving off one iteration here. So it's not that much, but it's a little bit faster. It's always good to look for like small, just to think about like small ways of improving your code and just thinking about it, because then when you actually make a big change to your code in terms of performance, it really shows. And you can kind of like spot these performance increases a little bit better. But this is like very marginal. And then we're just going to return output. So I'm going to now do print 2 differences list, and then I'm going to run this. And we get the right answer. Okay, fantastic. So now I'm just going to copy this and paste it in here. Whoops. Save, run. Okay, and this is like a trivial thing. We're doing exactly the right thing. Brilliant. Control plus works on Windows, but actually scales entire view. Okay, I'm working on a Mac, so that might be a little bit difficult. So we've got a little bit of a trivial thing here. Instead of using, it's using tuples and we're using lists, so we can just change that very easily. Square brackets are lists, round brackets are tuples. In fact, we just change it in here, really, don't we? We do this, save, and then this will run, and we should get it passed. Okay, brilliant. So that's an easy one done. We submit this. And move on to the next one. Right, so what difficulty is this? It's a beta one. Okay, let's do something a little bit harder. So let's try and do something interesting. Binary simulation, that sounds fun. Okay, so, oh my word. Okay, so given a binary number, we're about to do some operations on the number. The 2 types of operations can be I, which means to invert the bit from I to j inclusive. Okay, and then Q is whether the ith bit is 0 or 1. Okay. So this is going to invert the bit from I to j. So this is the first bit. Okay, hang on. What? So 0011001110, we invert the bit from to j inclusive. Oh, so does that mean we just swap it around, I wonder? Let's look at the discussion, the discourse, as they say it. Yeah, I can zoom in on here. Okay, brilliant. Okay, we're not going to do this one because it looks very difficult. Let's try arithmetic expression placeholders. Right. Oh, God, okay. Right. Okay, so in Scala, an underscore may be used to create a partially applied version of an infix operator. Okay. Okay. create a value object named x that acts as a placeholder in an arithmetic expression. The placeholder should support 4 basic integer arithmetic operations. Okay, yeah, we can see if we can do this one. We can train. Okay. Okay, so we're making a class. Okay. Okay. So we're saying, oh my word, this looks really difficult. Okay, so when we call it, it's a function that multiplies its input by 3. Oh, okay, I understand. Okay, so we're basically saying that we want to have a... So when we add something to x, we want it to, instead of returning a number, we want it to return a function that takes in an argument and multiplies it by 3. Okay, this is definitely doable. Okay, so let's get rid of... Okay, let me get... Okay, we've just shut down code. Brilliant. Okay, so now we've got it back up. Okay, nice. Okay, brilliant. So what we're looking for essentially is we're saying if I do x plus 3, this is actually going to return a function which is going to take in 1, for example, and then give us 4 in the end. So we're going to have to write a class. So class, I think they call it placeholder. Placeholder self. Oops. Def init, because we always need an init here. And then we're going to need to, in fact, I'm just going to copy and paste this. That's probably for the best. Yeah. Whoops. Copy and paste. Okay, so we have all these arithmetic binary operators that we need to basically figure out how to do. I'm not sure what radd and rsum are actually, or rsub, rmultiply, rfloor div. Weird. Okay, and so x is going to give us a so add is going to return us a function. So what I'm going to try and do, let's try and do add first. So define add of self and other. So we're basically saying we're taking x and then add another number. We want to define function. So I'll say outfunc self other. It's not going to be self, it's going to be x here. Oh no, define func, sorry, it's going to be define func x, and then we're going to say return x plus other. So what this is doing... Yeah, okay, sorry. Brill. Let's share screen 2. Okay, there you go. Okay, Rob is now... Brilliant. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I'm now streaming to 2 places at once. Wow. Okay, so we have this function that we're defining called outfunc inside of this add. So whenever we add a function to, whenever we add a number to x, we're going to be creating a function called outfunc that is going to return the number which we're adding to plus this placeholder variable. Or the thing that we're calling it with. God, that was a mess. So when I return outfunc, what this is going to do is if I say x equals placeholder, and then we do print x plus 3, this should give us a function. Yeah, function placeholder add. And then when I call this function on a number, we should get 4 here. Fantastic. Okay, brilliant. Okay, really happy with that. So again, what this is doing is whenever we have an addition, so we have our placeholder plus something else, what we're doing is we're creating a function inside the class that we're then returning basically what we're adding to. So in this case, it's 1. So the arguments for the function here is x plus the thing that we're adding our placeholder to, if that makes sense. So here, x plus 3, self is x, other is 3, and then, okay, I'm going to change this to y, and y is 1. Okay? So I'm going to say, for subtraction, we can do the same thing. Out func y, return y minus other, get rid of this pass, and then return. Oops. Hang on, I've got really weird indentation problems here. Okay, fab. Okay, then return out func. Okay, and then we're pretty much just doing exactly the same thing. I'm just going to fix my indentation here because that's going to drive me mad. In fact, if I do format document, fantastic. Whoa, VS Code, look at that. Then we're going to do exactly the same thing here. Out func y, return y times other. Then here we're going to do return out func. Then we're going to, let me just do this. Then in floor div, exactly the same thing. I wonder if there's a way to automate this so that I wouldn't have to write out anything. Probably not. Because that sounds like really high level stuff. Can I get away with not doing this? Let's find out. If I take Firefox, I paste it in here, get rid of this. Save. Is it going to run? No. No cheating. Yeah. Oh, so is R... Okay, so let's have a look. So I reckon R add class method. I'm just Googling this. What is R add? I think R add's going to be return add. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I think I've got a feeling that add is going to be y plus other. I have a feeling that R add is going to be exactly the same. But instead of y plus other, it's going to be other plus y. Let's code this and see if we are right. Out func y, return. So this is negative. So this is where it would matter because subtraction isn't commutative. Return out func. R multiply, exactly the same thing. Doesn't actually matter. Return other times y. And return out func. And then floor div is going to be def out func y. Return other times, whoops, floor y, return out func. Fab. Okay, now I'm going to all this save. Okay, so we've got some passes, some failures. Why do we have a failure here? Whoops. Why has that done that? Let's zoom back in. Okay, so why have we got an unexpected error rate? So we are saying, what are we trying to call? Fail 20. Yikes. That's no good. Oh, so here we've got a number of things. Weird. Okay, I'm not sure how to do this now. Right. Oh, God, okay, so... Wow. Super weird. So it's going to try and do things... Out func takes one positional argument, but two are given. Okay. Right, does anyone have any ideas in chat? We have call init add. So this idea works when we have one argument to our function. But when we have two arguments to our function, things don't work. So let's look up the call Python. So the call happens when we do, so the call, it gives us the order of, I think it might define the order of operations, is what I'm thinking. So if we do self call values, super weird. Do you maybe need to take? Yes, I think we do. You've taken one arg and then do a check to split it up? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, what I'm thinking is, so I think this is kind of like giving it away. Is we need to use args. I think what we might need to do is we might need to, from this call function, because the call function, or the call method rather, let's get Visual Studio Code back up, is what is called when you do this thing. Or when you actually call it. Ugh, yikes. So as when you kind of like call it as a function. Yeah, so I think we need to do. I mean, the fact that they've put this other thing in makes me think that it's what we need to do somewhere in this call function, right? But I'm not actually sure. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to copy their tests and we are going to bring them in here. And we are going to, instead of asserting, yeah, so we know when we're doing this, we're actually calling two numbers. So we could do, which is a problem. It's a big problem. So we could take in, and when we take in a number of arguments, we could create two instances of them. So one x is going to be 1 and one x is going to be 3, isn't it? And x is a placeholder. So we could say args. Oh, I think we're getting there. So we have two x's. So I think we want to make perhaps two copies of the placeholder within this, because we have two arguments, and those are going to be the two values for. Okay, so let's do. And we have to do it by order of operations, don't we? Oh god. Okay, so what we're doing when we have this is we're returning. Okay, so let's think about this is kind of like the first problem function. What is being called in order? So we're doing x, 2 times x, which is giving us a function that takes in a number and outputs 2 times that number, and then we're adding x to it. So we've got a function inside of a function. So the outer function is the addition function, and the inner function is the multiplication function. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Yeah, because we're returning a function here, aren't we? And I'm not sure we do want to be doing that. I think we do. I think what Joel said about and Carizzle about in the splitting things up, I think that kind of makes the most sense. But I do think that it's something to do with the call function. Let's have a look. Okay. Right. Let's do some. Hmm. Super, super tricky question. I'm not sure if I'm just missing something or if it is actually that hard. So the call function is the function that is called when you actually do like the x open bracket something. But I don't think we're actually doing that. We're returning these functions that take in one argument. And I'm not sure we actually want to do that. So x times 2 becomes a new function, and then we add that. We're adding that function to an x. Weird. So we're ending up with like, in this x plus 2 times x example, we're ending up with like x plus a function. So does that mean we would want x plus a function? Oh, super weird. When the expression was, it should fill the placeholders in the expression from left to right. Oh, regardless of operator precedence. Oh, okay. I think that makes it slightly easier then. So we don't actually need to worry about this. So what we can do is we can basically just say we just want to have one great big function at the end which encapsulates everything in order. So when we do x plus 2, so it's probably in call again. Let's go back here. So in call, we'll probably say for arg in args. And then we can't use eval, can we? So we'll say saying placeholder equals x. I'm not sure it is here. Super weird question, isn't it? X plus 3 returns a function. Yes. 10 minus x returns a function. Good. X plus 2 times x. We need that to have more than one function. So, in a way, each of these should have args or like a previous function. But then the other is going to be a function in some cases, isn't it? It's so weird, isn't it? Because y plus a function would be fine. And square brackets used to be put variables in Yes. Square brackets can be used to put variable values in. So the args would be... Can I say... Okay, let's try this. So print args. I want to see what this actually is. And we're just going to call this this, 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 this. And let's just get rid of all of this. All of this. So we're just going to see what our arguments are, because I have a feeling they're not actually going to be what we think they are. Okay, fantastic. Really helpful. For that. Yeah, outfunc. So we've got nothing printed here. We have nothing printed there, so it's not in the call function. Because we're printing whenever we use the call function. Outfunc takes one positional argument, but two are given. Oh my word, okay. So we can't use y here, we have to use args. But then we have two of the placeholders. Weird. Super weird, isn't it? Define the out function being a list of arguments. It takes in a list of arguments and then it returns it just depends on where it's put, isn't it? Because what we might have is we might have two functions that are being added together. And that kind of just doesn't really make any sense. Okay. We've been going for 40 minutes. I think it's time we give up. Yeah, okay. So the question is arithmetic expression placeholders. If you have the answer to this question, please tweet it to myself or Rob or HyPyLive. I'd love to see the answer to this question. Let's try something. Triple trouble, says Rob. My word. Do the 8 one or the 6 one? Okay, we'll do the 8 one first. Okay, fantastic. Okay, solutions. Okay, so Rob says, I don't think you guys can hear Rob. Rob is saying, can we do something a little bit more simple? Of course, I'll be happy to do that. So triple trouble. Okay, this is something a little bit more on my level. Create a function that will return a string that combines all of the letters of the three inputted strings above. Okay, so A, B, B, C, C becomes A, B, C, A, B, C. Returns a string that combines all the letters, taking the first letter of each input. And okay, so it's like okay, yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of like zip. So how zip works in Python is it kind of just takes the two, well, just kind of like well, it's not like zip. It's kind of like zip. But yeah, yeah, probably. I can think of a really stupid way to do this with numpy arrays. Should we do it like that? Really? Okay, let's get rid of this. I don't want to see this anymore. Get rid of it. Rubbish. Okay, so let's... it was... arithmetic expression placeholders. My word. Very difficult. I think I was on the right lines, but I don't think it's the call. Oh, no. Unless it's in a knit, and that would be amazing. Okay, anyway. Triple. Let's do something a little bit easier. You've got me thinking now. God, I'm going to be thinking about that literally all night. Let's tweet solution to HiPy live. Okay, fantastic. Right. So let's just do it the boring way, because I'm not sure this has NumPy installed, to be honest. The online server. Let's try this. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it the boring way first. Whoops. Okay. So we have 3 strings coming in. So let's get rid of this white space. So, okay, let's write some notes. So 1, 2, 3 are all strings. And we want to take the first from each and then concatenate them into one big long string. Boring way of doing this is just saying output equals empty string, and then saying for I in, so are these always the same size? You can all expect lovely. All of them make the same length. Okay, so for I in range length 1. So this is going to say I equals 2, I equals 0. So then we take the first of each. So I say, what do I say? I say output.append 1i. Okay, I can already see ways to. I think you can do this in one line, actually. Yeah. Let's just check that it works first, and I'm not being stupid. Output.append 3i. Then return output. Okay, so tests. Okay, so then print triple trouble, and then we're saying AAA, BBB, CCC. Whoops, as no object append. Okay, we can just use this instead. Just do it like this. Do this. Do this. And then we're just going to get rid of, whoops, all of these brackets. Save, and then run it again. Okay, we're good. Right. So this is kind of the dumb solution. I'm going to try and do it in one line now, because that's always a fun one to do. I think we return, and then it's always a list comprehension. So, so it's be nothing.join. Then it's an iterable, so it's going to be 1i, 2i, 3i, 4i in range len 1. Then we're going to join this. Then if we run this, same thing. Okay, fab. Okay, so I'm proof that I can code. Put this into here. Get rid of this. Bit of an ugly solution, but everything passes. Oh, yes. Okay, I've got some street cred when it comes to coding now. We've solved 2 very easy questions. 10 minutes. Okay, so we've got 10 minutes, and then we're going to go hang out with Technomads on a Zoom chat, I think. I'll after we do one more, this is a beta one, let's go get a really easy, simple one. In Python, expressions matter. This looks... So expressions matter return 9, and so we get, okay, so given 3 integers, return the largest number obtained after following the following operators and brackets. Okay. Hello. What we would like to see. I'm not sure what everyone's level is when it comes to Python or coding. It would be useful to start from more basic elements. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So that's something that we've thought about doing. We might have different streams where we do different things. Right now, we're just trying to get some streaming sorted out. This is just a chill stream. If you want to see something in particular, please tweet at us at HiPyLive, and we'll try and organise something to happen. What we kind of don't want to do is be going through the absolute basics on live streams, because we do actually have resources on the HiPyLive website, or hypy.uk, sorry. I'll put that in chat, that you can look at and learn how to use in Python. I don't really want to be going, sorry, that should be www.hypy.uk. There you go. I don't really want to be going along the basics every single time. I might make a video series if that's particularly interesting, but I think it's cooler to see what Python can do, rather than just jumping straight into the basics all the time. Although I guess it's up to what people want, because I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just making this for people. Okay, so I think that there's like a mathematical way of doing this. So I mean, yeah, cool. So we have the numbers 1, 2, and 3, and we're trying to get the largest possible thing, and we're going to get the largest thing if, so the numbers are in the range of 1 to 10, and you can use the same operator more than once. Okay. Right. I mean, we can do this pretty easily by doing it really stupidly. So let's try and do that first, and then figure out how to do it a little bit better. Okay, so I think there's a way of doing this mathematically. Oh yeah, calculate data sets would be interesting to do. Very interesting to do, actually. That's definitely something on the table. But for now, we're just going to finish off this question and then probably put up the Technomads thing. I'm going to do it really stupidly because that's the only way I can think of at the moment. My brain is gone. We're going to make a list. So list equals, oops. So possibilities is equal to, so we're going to just literally put A plus B plus C. A plus B times C. This is not the right way to do it. A times B plus C. Let's organize this code a little bit better so that we can read it. And we're going to do that by doing this. So A, we also do A plus B times C. A times B plus C. A times B times C. Have I missed anything out? Oh, there's the oops. Don't know where that came from. There's also the so we have to place the signs and brackets. Okay. Okay, and then just return possibilities dot max, or is it max possibilities? Max of list Python. Yeah, I think you're right. It's always hard to. Yeah. Let's do this. Invalid syntax. That's because we're missing this. And then I'm just going to slam it right into this, and we'll see if we can get away with it. Wow, okay, so really bad solution because we're literally just computing everything and just taking the maximum. But it works, so who cares? Yeah, okay, yeah. So just for the stream, Rob says, can we submit it and look through some of the solutions? That's literally pretty much what I did. Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did. I think in some cases you're never gonna have uh so some of them they're always gonna be like less. And so like I think I had 6 options, but these guys have only got 4. This is an insane answer. So I think that's like the programming way to do it, but it's just like really difficult to understand. Okay, so right then, let me get Twitter up. In fact, I've got something for this. Okay, so in at 6 o'clock, Technomads are doing a live stream. Here we go. You can click on this link and it'll join a virtual meetup with Technomads. They're a local group in Liverpool who do really, really good meetups. I've been to a couple of their meetups before, and they've been really like educational and fun to do. Great group of people, and from all kinds of different walks of life when it comes to like programming. But the one thing that everyone's got in common is they kind of want to learn, and they love code, and they love tinkering, and they love all the good stuff. So join that if you want. If not, we're going to kind of come off stream now and join that. If you've got any feedback for us, tell us how you think it went. What could we do better? Obviously, get Rob on the order. That'd be fantastic as well. But otherwise, we'll see you next time. We might do this next week. But give us a tweet at HypILive. You can also tweet me at STMBall or Rob at Rob Trahan. I'll put those up in a minute. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you next time. So here's the information. That should have loaded up. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, so this is that's us. Get in contact with us, and we'll see you next time.